days ago and left them by the window. One was soft enough that evening, the other one was not. I pressed my thumb against it gently, still too firm beneath the skin. So I put it back beside the bowl and told myself not yet. The next day I checked again and got the same reply. Not today, maybe tomorrow. So I left it there another night. Today was the day I knew before I tried. The scent reached me from the window as I happened to walk by. I picked it up and held it gently and smiled before the first bite. I'd almost stopped remembering, but somehow it knew the time. I carried it into the kitchen, found the little wooden board. The knife went through without resistance, all the way down to the stone. I turned the halves in opposite directions, and one came cleanly in my hand. Golden pink around the center, softer than everything. I didn't need to taste it yet, the fragrance told me everything. 3 days sitting by the window had quietly done their thing. Today was the day, not yesterday, not before. I couldn't hurry sweetness by checking it a little more. I sliced it slowly on the cutting board, juice gathering underneath. Funny how I'd waited several days, then ate the first piece standing up. I meant to put it on a small plate, maybe add some yogurt too. But one slice looked too good to leave there, so I ate it by the sink. Then another while I found a plate, another on the way. By the time I reached the table, half the peach had disappeared. Some things give you little signals if you leave them long enough. A softer touch, a sweeter fragrance, something saying now I'm ready. And sometimes you don't need a calendar or anything to tell you when you simply pass the window and some harmony. Today was the day and I nearly missed the sign. I'd walked beside that window maybe 20 times, but there it was, sweet and ready, as if nothing had been late. I took the final slice back to the kitchen and left only the stone upon the plate. 3 days of waiting, 10 minutes to disappear. Worth it. There were 5 beside my yogurt, fresh and cool upon the plate. 4 were small and slightly crooked, one looked almost too good to take. Red all the way up to the leaves, not a mark on either side. I moved it to the corner gently, you're the one I'll save for last. I ate the smallest one without thinking, then another dipped in yogurt. The third one disappeared while reading half a page I read before. That left 2 beside the little bowl, and there you were, still looking perfect. I reached towards you for a second and chose the other one instead. Save the best one, save it for last. That's what I always tell myself. Let's see how long that lasts. I was saving that strawberry for the very final bite, the little treat carried my bowl toward the kitchen, left the berry on the plate, took 3 steps and turned around like I'd forgotten something there. No, I'll eat you when I'm finished, I actually said it out loud, then stood there holding my empty bowl and started laughing at my fault. Save the best one, save it for last. I made it nearly all the way, that has to count for something. I went back and picked it up, held it lightly by the leaves. 1 small bite, then just a second, there was nothing left to save. The empty plate looked strangely funny. After all that careful thought, I'd spend half of breakfast waiting for a berry gone in seconds. I was saving that strawberry for the very final bite, but halfway through I changed the ending and it tasted just as nice. No perfect moment came to claim it, no little bell began to ring. I simply wanted that strawberry, so I ate the lovely thing. I was saving that strawberry for the very final bite, but halfway through I changed the ending and it tasted just as nice. I put my headphones on a little early, before I'd even fix my hair. Picked the song I played last Friday and carried my cup to the chair. My favorite part came through the speakers, right as I pulled one knee up high. I knew every word that followed, so I sang the next one calmly. No special plans are on the table, no big news is on its way. Still I caught myself already looking forward to today. Feels like a good day coming, can't tell you how I know. I haven't even left the house yet, still I'm ready now to go. Could be the song inside my headphones, could be nothing I can name. I only know I like this feeling, so I'll take it with me today. Ooh la la, ooh la la, here we go. I left my cup beside the cushion and finally went to fix my hair. Tried it up, then changed my mind and let it fall back everywhere. I found a shirt I hadn't worn lately, it fit the mood, so on it went. Then danced for half a little chorus while looking for my other sock. Feels like a good day coming, can't tell you how I know. Nothing has happened worth remembering, and I haven't far to go. Could be the song inside my headphones, could be that shirt I found today. Little things keep falling nicely into place along the way. My keys were waiting in their basket, my bag was hanging by the door. I checked my pockets once then twice, though I'd already checked before. For one small second I stood listening to the last song fading out, then another one began playing and I almost stayed around. I don't need a perfect reason for a smile that comes this way. Sometimes all the little pieces simply fit a little better today. Feels like a good day coming, still can't tell both hands on the bowl. Don't spill a drop. I poured some cereal in my favorite bowl, then reached inside the fridge for milk. I meant to add a little more, but somehow little came and went. The white line climbed above the cereal higher than I meant it to. I stopped the carton just in time and stared at what I'd done. My spoon was waiting by the napkin. My chair was only 6 steps away. Usually I wouldn't think about it, but this had turned into a test. I wrapped both hands around the bowl and lifted slowly from the counter. One tiny wave moved toward the edge. I whispered, please behave. Don't spill a drop. We're almost there. Across the kitchen, past the chair. One careful step, then one step more. I've never walked this slowly across this little floor. Halfway there I met my slipper sitting sideways in my path. I stopped so fast the milk went moving right up to the very rim. For one long second I stood frozen, holding breakfast in both hands. Then the little wave went backward and I started breathing again. Don't spill a drop. We're nearly there. Around the slipper, past the chair. One careful step, then one step more. Who knew 6 feet of kitchen could feel this long before? I finally reached the table and set the bowl down safe. Then noticed something funny, not one drop had escaped. I sat there feeling strangely proud of nothing much at all. Then dipped my spoon too quickly and spilled some after all. I spilled a drop. Of course I did. Right on the table by my hand. I wiped it with the napkin and laughed before the first bite. All that careful walking for one drop at the finish line. I'll use a good mug today, the one I usually put away. No guests are coming, nothing's planned. Still it belongs here in my hands. It waited behind the everyday ones, blue flowers painted around the side. I bought it because I loved it, then saved it more than I should. I'd reach past it every time, thinking not this one, not yet. As if a cup could be too special for a Tuesday spent at home. But why not today? Why not this one? Take it down a little. Why not today? And dried the handle with my sleeve. Set it down beside my breakfast where the plain white one would be. It didn't make the table grander, didn't turn the day brand new. It only made me wonder why I'd waited quite so long. I'll use the golden mug linen I usually put away. No candles lit, no reason why. No special date I circled twice. Just something pretty on the table, just because I like it there. Some things are better being used than waiting for somewhere. Then cookies, a tiny chip beside the handle. I'd forgotten it had gained, so it wasn't quite as precious as the picture in my head. It had already lived a little, that made me like it more. So on a day, why not this one? Take it down, let it belong. I'll use the good mug today and leave the plain one tucked away. No perfect moment came to find me, I just reached and made one mine. Tomorrow it can dry beside the other cups I always use. The things I love don't need a reason to be part of ordinary days. Ha-da-da, da-da-da-da. I found a note beside the fruit bowl, folded underneath my keys. Milk and apple, something for dinner, soap and batteries underneath. Everything was written quickly in the handwriting I know. Then one last word at the bottom made me stop before I left. There it was beneath the others, smaller than the rest somehow. Not cookies with a little check mark, just cookies? Cookies? What were you asking? Did you want them yesterday? Or were you trying to be good? Ooh, cookies? Why the question? You could have simply written yes and made this easier for me. I stood there trying to remember what I'd meant the night before. Maybe I'd been nearly out of them, maybe I'd already had four. Maybe I was making bargains with myself at 10:30. Only if you still want cookies when you read this note again. If yesterday had left the question, today would have to choose. I folded up the little paper and slipped it in my pocket. Cookies, I'm still deciding. Milk is easy, apples too, but you made this complicated. Cookies, I wish you told me, was that question mark a warning or permission from yourself? At the store I found the apples, milk was waiting 2 aisles down. Soap went quietly in the basket, batteries were easy too. Then I reached the final aisle and pulled the note out once again. 4 little things were crossed out neatly, one small question still remained. Funny how the person I was yesterday can leave a message for today. Not knowing what I'll feel like when I finally read the page. She didn't make the choice for me, she only left a little space. A question at the bottom for another version of my day. Please, I think I got my answer. I took the question mark away with a little pencil line. Cookies, yes, that's better. Yesterday could leave the question, today gets to decide. I picked the ones with chocolate pieces, put them gently in the cart, then wrote a tiny note beside them before I folded up the list. For tomorrow, you were right, then changed my mind and crossed that out. For tomorrow, save me some. stood in front of the bathroom mirror with a hair tie around my wrist. Pulled it back the way I usually do, then turned my head to check. One little piece escaped beside me, so I tucked it back again. I looked ready, neat and proper, but I didn't quite look like me. I stared another second, then reached up without a thought, pulled the little hair tie free and watched it tumble down. Hair down today, I think I like it better, falling where it wants to fall, across my favorite sweater. I tried to make it perfect, then changed my mind halfway. The mirror didn't say a thing, but hair down wins today. But hair down wins today. I brushed it once across my shoulders, then twice because one side looks strange. Tucked it neatly behind my left ear and watched it fall right out again. I could have stood there fixing every little strand that wouldn't stay. Instead I put the brush back down and let it have its way. My hair tie went back on my wrist, the brush went in the drawer. I gave myself one final look, then didn't look anymore. Hair down today, I think I like it better, falling where it wants to fall, across my favorite sweater. No need to make it perfect, no need to make it stay. A little messy suits me fine, so hair down wins today. Yeah, hair down wins today. I walked back through the little hallway looking for my canvas bag. Caught my reflection in the picture frame and nearly turned back twice. But something in the way it moved as I bent down for my shoes made me leave it just like that. There was nothing left to choose. I spend enough time changing things that nobody else would see. Today when tiny imperfection can come along with me. Hair down today, yeah, I still like it better, moving when I turn my head and brushing past my sweater. It may be up tomorrow, that's tomorrow's choice to make. I slipped the hair tie in my bag and headed on my way. I slipped the hair tie in my bag and headed on my way. First one landed almost perfect, round and golden at the edge. The second leaned a little sideways, but I didn't mind too much. Then the third one spread out strangely like a cloud without a name. I tried to fix it with the spatula and only made it worse. I looked at all three on the plate and knew which one I'd choose. The prettiest could wait a while. Give me the funny shaped one, the one that didn't go to plan, the one that nearly fell apart when I lifted up the pan. It won't be in a picture, it won't win any prize, but sitting with the perfect ones, it's the first to catch my eye. I placed some berries in the middle, but they rolled toward the lower side. A little honey followed after, taking every crooked turn. I could have covered up the edges, made it prettier somehow. Instead I carried the whole plate exactly as it was. 3 pancakes waited on the table, 2 were round and 1 was not. stretched across without deciding for the odd one in the lot. Give me the funny shaped one, the one that didn't go to plan. The berries keep on rolling off, no matter where they land. It isn't quite the breakfast I pictured in my head, still that's the one I'm reaching for before the perfect out. The first small bite was from the corner that had stretched a little thin. The middle stayed much softer where the batter gathered in. By then I'd stopped comparing every circle on the plate. The strangest one was disappearing faster than the rest. I spend so much time making little things come out just right. Then one goes its own direction and becomes the one I like. Give me the funny shaped one, leave the perk to behind. Some things turn out even better when they don't match what I had in mind. The empty spot upon the plate made me laugh before I knew. I thought I'd save the nicest one, but ate the crooked one first. Two little eggs sat in the bowl, cool enough to hold by then. I tapped the first one on the counter and started at the wider end. A little shell came off in pieces, then took half the white along. I turned it over in my fingers, thinking, well, that's going wrong. I tried my best to save the middle, but every piece took something too. By the time I finally finished, it looked like something someone chewed. One came out a little messy, one was waiting in the bowl. I picked it up expecting trouble, gave the shell a little roll. Then almost all of it came with me in one piece beneath my thumb. I held it up and stared a second like I'd really done something. No little pieces stuck around it, no tiny holes along the side. The whole white surface looked so perfect, smooth from bottom up to top. I placed it next to its poor brother and the difference made me laugh. One looked ready for a picture, one had clearly had enough. Nobody was there to see it, still I wanted to announce, look how clean this one came off. To an empty kitchen chair, one came out a little messy, one was almost far too neat. Funny how a tiny victory can make you stop before you eat. I turned the perfect one around, admiring every side, then put them both upon my plate, exactly side by side. I added just a little salt and cut them gently down the middle. Of course the perfect one looked ordinary once it rested on the plate. The other tasted just the same despite the pieces it had lost. I smiled at how much time I'd spent judging shells that wouldn't last. Some wins last about a minute, then disappear without a trace. Still they're worth a little smile before we carry on our way. One came out a little messy, one came out just right somehow. Both were gone before too long, there's nothing left to prove it now. But somewhere between shell and breakfast I had something small to cheer. A perfect egg, an empty kitchen, and nobody else to hear. turn the calendar to this morning, running one finger down the page. Monday had a little circle, Tuesday had a name and place, Friday had a note in pencil, Saturday was written twice, but right there in the middle, today had nothing at all. I stood there longer than I needed, looking at that empty square. Maybe I could go somewhere, maybe call someone for lunch. I almost reached to write something just to give the day a shape. Then I put the pencil down and left the little square alone. Leave it blank just for today. Don't give every hour a place to be. Leave some room between the lines. Maybe something nice will find me. Maybe nothing will. I wandered back into the kitchen, opened cupboards without a plan, found the crackers I'd forgotten hiding somewhere at the back. I put a few onto a small plate, then took my book into the room. Halfway there I changed direction and sat down on the floor instead. Nothing next, nothing new. Where should I be? Right here will do. The book stayed closed beside the sofa. Cracker crumbs fell on my sleeve. I noticed one shelf needed dusting, then decided it could wait. Somewhere down the street a door closed. Someone started up a car. I wondered where they might be going, then forgot to wonder why. Leave it blank just for today. Don't give every hour a place to be. Leave some room between the lines. If something lovely comes along, there's somewhere it can stay. Later when I passed the calendar, the empty square was waiting still. I thought of all the things I'd done that never made it onto paper. I didn't write a single word or give the day a proper name. I only touched the corner lightly and left it blank again. The little bell rang when I opened that familiar wooden door. She was stacking paper cups behind the counter like before. I waited while she finished writing someone's name across the lid. Then she looked up when she saw me and smiled before I spoke. I opened my mouth to place my order, the same one I always do. But before I got the first word out, she smiled and said the usual. The usual. You remember mine. I almost made you say it twice before I answered. Yeah, that's right. Such a little thing to notice. Such a little thing to notice. Such an easy thing to say. Still I smiled there at the counter more than I thought I would today. She turned around and reached behind her for the cup she always used. No questions about size or anything. She somehow knew that part as well. I watched her make it from the counter, feeling strangely entertained. I'd ordered this a dozen times, but this one didn't feel the same. She set it gently down between us, then slid it over with one hand. See you next time, she said simply, like she'd always known I came. The usual. You remembered mine too. Little words across the counter stayed with me a little while. Nothing changed about my order. Nothing new was in the cup. Someone simply recognized a sip and caught myself still thinking of those words she'd said. Funny what can follow with you long after you have left. We don't always need a long talk to feel a little less unknown. Sometimes being remembered can follow someone home. The usual, yes, that's mine. Maybe next time I won't pause, I'll simply smile and say that's right. Nothing changed about my order, still it tasted new somehow. Just because somebody noticed I had been there all along. I could been there along and get the love. I could been there along and get the I noticed it while crossing the hallway, the picture leaning just a bit. I walked right past and turned around and came back over to fix it. One finger underneath the corner, a little higher on the right. I stepped away to take a look and somehow made it worse. A little to the left, a little to the left. I swear it looked much better before I tried to make it right. One tiny little picture, one very stubborn frame. I move it just a little and it never stays the same. I straightened it a second time, then counted slowly up to 3. Walked backward toward the kitchen just to see what I would see. From there it looked almost perfect, so I smiled and turned away. Then caught it from another angle and stopped again halfway. Left, right, almost, that's alright. I tried the tiniest adjustment, barely more than just a touch. Then stood beside the bookshelf and decided that's enough. I picked my bag up from the table, took 3 steps toward the door, then looked back over my shoulder and started laughing once more. A little to the left, no, maybe to the right. It doesn't need to stand at attention every minute of its life. One tiny crooked picture, still hanging on the wall. Maybe being almost straight is straight enough after all. I left it leaning just a fraction, only I would ever know. The flowers in the picture seemed to like it better, so by then the whole thing made me smile each time I passed that way. A tiny bit of crookedness had joined the room to stay. A little to the left, and that's where it can stay. I spent 10 minutes fixing it, then liked it anyway. The room was never asking for everything to fall in line. I grabbed my bag and left it there, a little wrong, a little fine. Two shirts were hanging by the doorway. One was white and one was blue. I held them both against my shoulders, turning slowly toward the mirror. The white one looked a little cleaner, the blue one felt more like today. I put the other on its hanger and slipped the blue one off. I fixed the collar with my fingers, smoothed the fabric down the side. Then something small beside the pocket caught the corner my eye. A little thread was hanging loose right almost changed my mind again. Then found the scissors in the drawer and snapped the little thread. I checked the spot again in the mirror. You could hardly see it now. Still I knew exactly where it had been, like a mark only I could find. I rolled the sleeves above my elbows, then rolled the left one once again. One side sat a little higher, I decided not to care. My canvas bag was by the doorway, my hair tie waited on my wrist. I caught the blue shirt in the mirror and didn't turn around. A little thread had come undone right beside the pocket seam. 5 minutes earlier I might have changed into something else, but now the scissors were back inside. The drawer was closed again. I slipped my keys into my pocket and left the shirt on me. I bent to tie my shoes together and the collar slipped one side. When I stood up, I fixed it once, then let it settle where it liked. The blue looked different by the doorway than underneath the bathroom light. I couldn't say which one was better, so I stopped deciding. Some things only look enormous when you're standing inches away. Take a few steps toward the doorway and they almost disappear. The little thread was gone by then, but I remembered where it was. I ran my finger past the pocket one last time before I left. The white shirt waited on its hanger for another kind of day. I closed the door behind the blue one and carried on my way. I saw you coming down the hallway just as I was heading out. You held the door and asked me something about the weather changing now. We talked before in little pieces, a hello here, a goodbye there, but somehow neither one of us was in a hurry then. You noticed what I had beside me, wrapped in paper in my hand. That looks good, you said so casually, and I looked down and laughed. So I broke my muffin into two and handed half to you. One piece came out a little bigger. I pretended not to see. You said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Of course," like it didn't matter much. Then watched you take the bigger half and somehow didn't mind at all. We stood there by the open doorway, crumbs collecting in my palm. You told me you'd been running late and stayed another minute anyway. You asked me where I bought the muffin. I tried to tell you where to go, then realized my directions made no sense at all. You smiled and said, "I'll find it." I said, "You probably won't." Then both of us kept standing there with nowhere else to go. I broke my muffin into two and handed half to you. Yours had most of the blueberries, mine had maybe one or two. You said I got the better half. I told you just good luck, but something in the way you smiled made me glad I'd split it up. Eventually you checked the time and I remembered I should leave. You brushed some crumbs from your jacket. I found one hiding on my sleeve. See you around, you said before you turned and headed second longer than I meant. It was only half a muffin, only 5 or 6 more minutes. Nothing anyone would notice, nothing I could really name. Still the hallway felt a little different when I was standing there alone, and I smiled about the bigger half before I headed on. I broke my muffin into 2 and handed half to you. One piece came out a little bigger, and somehow that was yours. I could have switched them in a second. You probably wouldn't know. Funny how I saw the difference and still let that one go. Later when I thought about it, I remembered something small. You got most of the blueberries and the softer middle too. Next time I buy that kind of muffin, maybe I'll bring home 2, or maybe just 1 again. I only meant to sit a minute just to take my shoes back off, drop my bag beside the sofa and leaned against the cushions. One of them was warm behind me, so I turned it with one hand, pressed my cheek against the other side, and stayed a little longer. The other side was cool and quiet, like it had been waiting there. I closed my eyes for just a second and forgot why I got up. 5 more minutes, right here is fine. Nothing needs me for a little while. I'll get up soon, I really will. But this side of the pillow is too good to leave just yet. My headphones were still around my neck, so I slipped them over my ears. The song I'd paused outside the doorway started somewhere in the middle. I thought I'd listen to the ending, then get up when it was done. But another song came after, and I let that one play too. I wasn't tired enough for sleeping, wasn't ready to get moving. Somewhere nicely in between turned out to be exactly right. 5 more minutes, maybe 10. I'll count from here and start again. The room can wait, the day can too. This side of the pillow has convinced me not to move. A little square of light was moving slowly down the opposite wall. I watched it reach the picture frame, then disappear behind the leaves. My bag was still beside the sofa, one shoe resting on its side. Nothing had gone anywhere while I was lying there. Sometimes stopping for a moment doesn't have to mean the day is done. Ooh, you can leave it where you found it, then come back when you're ready. 5 more minutes came and went. I heard the final song and softly and opened up my eyes again. I turned the pillow on one more time. The cool side wasn't cool anymore, so I smiled and finally sat up, put my feet back on the floor. Maybe that's the secret of knowing when to go, when both sides of the pillow think I do? I needed one small spoon for yogurt, so I reached down without looking, opened up the drawer beside me and found the towel staring back. I stood there for a little second with my hand still on the handle and closed it like it hadn't happened and opened up the one next door. Wrong drawer again, how many times can I do this? Every day I know exactly where everything should be. Wrong drawer again, and somehow I'm surprised, like maybe overnight the spoons decided they should move. Later I came back for something, just a fork to cut some fruit. My hand went straight toward the handle with complete confidence this time. Opened it. Same towels. I looked at them, they looked at me. And honestly, by that point, it felt a little personal. Not you. Next one over, we have been through this before. I thought about switching both the drawers just to make my habit right. Move the spoons into the wrong one to let my hand finally win. But then I'd probably learn the new place just in time to get it wrong. So I left the kitchen as it was and took my fork along. Wrong drawer again. At least I'm consistent. Every day my hand remembers something my head does not. Wrong drawer again. I think I'll let it happen. There are worse things in the world than saying hi to towels first. By the third time I was thirsty and went looking for a straw. My fingers reached toward that same drawer before I caught them on the way. I stopped halfway and changed direction, opened up the proper one, then stood there feeling far too pleased, forgetting one small thing. Right drawer this time. Would you look at that? I knew where everything was for once today. Right drawer this time. I almost won applause, then I closed it, turned around, and forgot what I came for. Wrong drawer again. Wrong drawer again. You knocked just as I crossed the hallway, holding something in your hands. The little box I'd almost forgotten, wrapped inside a paper bag. I finally brought this back, you told me, like you kept it for a year. I laughed and said, it's been 3 days. You said that's long enough. You were already turning halfway, like you'd only come to drop it by. I don't know why I asked so quickly, do you wanna come inside? Coming for a minute, you don't have to stay. I'll put the kettle on before you go your way. Just for a minute, that's what we both said. Then you took the chair beside the window and I sat down instead. You asked me where I bought the cushion. I told you I'd forgotten where. Then somehow we were talking about the neighbor's brand new haircut. You showed me something on your phone. I laughed before I reached the end. Then tried to show you something back and couldn't find it anywhere. The kettle clicked off in the kitchen. Neither one of us got up. We'd gone from cushions into movies without noticing the jump. Coming for a minute, you don't have to stay. The tea can wait another second. We've got something else to cups into the room. You took the one with tiny flowers, the one I nearly chose for you. We talked about a place we passed and said we'd maybe go someday. Neither one of us made plans, we just left it there that way. Some people don't need invitations written down a week ahead. They show up holding something borrowed and stay for tea instead. Come in for a minute, stay a little more. Your empty cup is on the table, your shoes are by the door. Just for a minute turned into an hour somehow. Nothing that we talked about was something we had planned. You finally stood and grabbed your jacket, then stopped halfway through the door. Wait, wasn't I returning something? We both looked toward the table. The little box was sitting there, exactly where you'd put it down. So you picked it up and handed it to me, and we started laughing again. Heard a song through the open window, coming from somewhere down below. Too far away to catch the words, but close enough to hear the tune. I stopped halfway across the room, with a towel folded in my hands. There was something in the melody that made me wait for one more line. I didn't know who might be singing, couldn't tell how old it was. Maybe something everybody knew, and somehow I had missed. The melody climbed for a moment, then turned around and settled low. I thought I knew where it was heading, then someone's window closed. So I finished the song myself, standing there beside the window. Made up where the melody went when I couldn't hear it anymore. I gave it one more little turn, then brought it softly home. It probably wasn't how the song went, but nobody had to know. I carried on with what I was doing, put the towels where they belonged. But every now and then I caught myself humming my ending to the song. By then I'd almost made it mine. I knew exactly where it turned, and somewhere down below the window, the radio came back, and the song finished itself. Nothing like the way I'd written. Where I went high, the singer fell. Where I stayed soft, the whole thing opened. I stood there listening to the ending and laughed when it came around. Oh, that's where you were going. I never would have found it. No, mine went. For the rest of that afternoon, I couldn't keep them straight. The one I'd heard through someone's window, and the one my mind hadn't made. Sometimes I'd start with their beginning and somehow end up back with mine. Two different songs inside my head, sharing the same first line. I never learned the title, and I think I like it that way. Someone else's song came through the window and left with one of mine. beside the little mirror for the one I left before. My keys were waiting in my pocket, my bag was hanging on my arm, but the tiny silver earring wasn't anywhere at all. I checked in the little dish and underneath it too. Moved the bottle, moved the hairbrush, like that might make it appear. Where did my earring go? I swear I left it here. One is waiting on my ear, the other disappeared. I haven't even left the house. How far could it have gone? I'm asking every little corner, but nobody responds. I looked beside the bathroom towels, then got down to check the floor. Found a hair tie I'd been missing from about a week before. I checked inside my open handbag, every pocket, every seam. Found 2 receipts and half a mint, but not the thing I need. I stood back up and checked the time, then checked the floor once more. How can something half an inch take over half my room? Where did my earring go? Now this is getting strange. I've searched the same 3 places twice, as if they might have changed. I haven't even left the house. It's somewhere close to me, unless my little silver earring has somewhere else to be. I walked back toward the bedroom, thinking maybe I'd give up. I'd wear another pair instead and deal with this one later. I reached to pull my sweater sleeve a little farther down my wrist and heard the faintest little sound somewhere beside my hand. I stopped, moved my arm. There it was again, a tiny little silver sound that followed everywhere I went. I turned my sleeve around and finally saw the answer hanging from the knitted cuff, like it had been there on me. There you are, there you are. You weren't lost at all. There was my earring right beside my hand. Through every room I searched for it, it traveled where I went. I checked the floor and checked my bag and blamed the little dish, while all along my missing earring was helping with the search. I clipped it back where it belonged and looked into the mirror. 2 silver earrings, finally where they should be. Then reached inside my pocket just to make sure I had my keys.